Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to any other letters of the alphabet. This is the September 14th, 2021 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. Glad you chose this night, chose this time to spend with us, and hope you sit back and enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Mike Walker. I'm your host and head chef for this evening. Glad that you can make it. Glad you can join us this day. And again, thank you for choosing to spend your Tuesday night with us. Okay, let's get started though. But first, let me introduce our panelists for tonight. We will introduce to you all the way from Jackson, Mississippi. We got Keena Walker. She's here to join us and drop some knowledge over here. Glad to have you, Keena. And all the way from Beham, Alabama, we got Leslie Smith. Glad to have you here. She's going to definitely give us some knowledge here and there, share thoughts. So glad to have everybody here. And let's see who's here with us tonight. Let's get started. Who's here? We got Jelly. Glad to have you here. Sasha, hey there. Michael, good. Teresa, hello everyone. Valerie, glad to have you here. Lysandra Wright, good to have you here. And much love. Yes. We got a few more. And then we're going to get started though. Glad. Yes. Yes. An important message from Keena. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube page, Mike Walker SBC. Good. Remember that. You do well to remember that, though. You'll be a blessing by doing that. Yes. Tiffany Bent. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? Good. Marcus, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here today. So, sisters, are you ready for the night? Okay. Well, we'll hit with the first topic. As you know, it's a foregone conclusion that we here on this panel and those who are watching in the studio audience and out in TV land have been in new relationships. You know, how can you have a relationship unless it starts off new, right? So, and we start off with that getting to know you phase. You know, hey, we're getting to know each other. You know, trying to see what's going on. You know, how things are going on. We're a perfect fit or what have you. And sometimes, often than not, and I'm very guilty of it, sometimes I fall from within the first day, the first 2 days, maybe the first hour. You know, I just fall head over heels. But I also become vulnerable by doing that, though. Mm-hmm. And some people take advantage of that, though. You know, so the first topic, though, is protecting yourself during the getting to know you stage. How do you do that? Why should you do that? How often should you do that? So, sisters, you got the floor.
Go ahead, Leslie.
Well, how do you protect yourself during the getting to know you stage? There's some practical things you should do. I mean, when you first meet someone, I mean, you don't let them immediately know where you live or where you work. You know, practical things to kind of keep your things that are part of that keep you stable. Mm-hmm. Or things that could jeopardize, career, money, all those kind of things. You don't know when people are crazy. So you kind of have to keep certain things, your family. If you have children, I would truly believe that you should keep some distance until you get to know that person, to see what kind of person that is before you bring them around your children. And sometimes particular members of your family. Mm. But as far as protecting yourself, So often, this is where I think so many of us can go wrong and not use that discernment in the process, because every person is different. And even everything I've already detailed is different. You know, you may tell someone early on, you know, where you work, or, you know, something about your kids and what school they go to. And then sometimes you may take a little bit more time with other individuals. I suggest follow your gut, you know, be truly prayerful about what you reveal about certain aspects, the facts of your life. But then when it comes to opening up, this is what I was saying. This is where we can kind of go wrong. And sometimes we don't reveal enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because sometimes people need to know who you are to figure out if you are compatible with them. And you will hope someone will reveal some things about themselves so you can discern if they're compatible for you. So I truly believe that there's some things about your character, your likes and dislikes, things that you know you want in a relationship that are the things you're just not going to compromise on. Things you just can't you can't just change your entire life at that moment for these certain things, for whatever reason. Those things you need to say up front. Don't hold that back. You know, now I wouldn't be out there telling those deep, dark secrets.
Yeah.
You know, confessing all those things you've done in the past. So I'm just going to lay it out on the table. Well, you don't do all that with everybody. You know, how are you telling people that you just met some things that even your closest friends don't know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think sometimes we get it in relationships, or we start, so I'm just going to do something different this time. I'm just going to lay it out on the table. Like, no, let's be smart. Let's be smart. And not be, not, I don't want to say it's desperate, but sometimes we want to get so outside of our box that we end up jumping off the cliff. You know, we really just jump off the box is on the table. When we get outside the box and be somewhere else on this table, we jump off the table and fall flat on the floor. And so I think we just be discerning on how we do some of those things. And but as far as, I mean, I think it's just a practical thing, and it's all about discernment, asking questions, asking those hard questions that you're not ready to hear the answer to, but you need to know, because why would you want to find something out 3 months down the line? Could have found out in that first 2 or 3 weeks, or that first date. You know, I think we have to be grown-ups. Let's be grown, regardless of how old you are, because if you are all desiring marriage is not for the faint at heart. Marriage is not for that people, for the immature individual. It's for people who are ready to grow up and be an adult and have true, long-lasting commitments and understanding what those commitments mean. So if you're gonna want to do grown-up stuff, you gotta do grown-up things to get there. Amen.
Hey, I'm on. I'm on. But you know, go ahead, Keenan. What you about to say?
I think I wholeheartedly agree with Leslie. Discernment is key, and not thinking that every person you meet is the one. Some people are just a friend, just or a mentor, someone that you're just meeting. You don't know. We often put all our eggs in that basket, and then wonder why our feelings get hurt, because that person is not looking at you the way that you're looking at them, and that is a bit of desperation that on our part, if you're doing that. I think you have to be smart. You know, we often go into relationships for whatever reason without any research. We will research before we buy a computer for weeks. Okay. We will go on every website, YouTube, everything before we even buy a computer. But let it be somebody that will have say so if you get the plug pulled or not. It's like, oh, we willy nilly, we in love, we black is beautiful. No. Just It's just a date. Have fun. And then get to know and ask those pointed questions, and definitely let people know what your day-to-day looks like in a real way.
Mhm.
If you have responsibilities that you take on and that you're not going to compromise on, they need to know those responsibilities that already before they even date you, so they can know and have and say, can I deal with that or can I not? And if
Mm-hmm.
they and you don't want to go 3 months and realize this person, like for in my instance, can't deal with a special needs person.
Mm.
You don't want to go 3 months because then I might have to cut you. I'm just saying. But that's my heart right there. So don't we don't play that stuff. There are special needs child in my life, and guess what? She's important. And if you have an issue with that, let me know now. It I would not be upset. But
Understood.
those kinds of things need to be said in the beginning. Not you hide them in the closet and you just bring them out and spring it on somebody.
I get you. I get you. Sasha says, "Don't cut them." Sasha says, "Don't cut them." Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. But you brought up a good point about research. And with me, I'm a tech nerd, geek, or whatever. If my computer breaks down, I'm not just going to rush out to the store and buy another one. I'm going to sit there and say, okay, what's the storage? What's the memory? What's this and that? When I go looking for a new phone, it might take me months before I decide on what I want to get, you
Mhm.
know. So, but back in my younger days, and I won't even lie, even in my 40s, I meet a woman, first date, she looking good, she's the one. I don't know her from a can of paint, you know.
But
And
you ready to do what?
yeah, I'm ready. Oh yes, she's it. Oh
Mhm.
yes, good golly, Miss Molly, that's the one right there. And then, but then late,
This is grown folks conversation.
I don't, but then later on down the line, I'm like, what? Almost cussed over here. What in the world was I thinking about right here? I'm like, huh? What was I thinking about? And I'm going to admit, I'm going to tell on myself. And then months later, I'm scheming, trying to find some way to get out of this, you know, trying to get out of this. And, sometimes I can't get out of it. So, and again, be careful about who you date. Keena said it best. Go out on the date. Have fun. Don't think about, well, this is gonna be the one just because they appeal to you physically. They look good in the eye. They look like a nice shiny apple, but they might be full of worms on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah, think about that. So, be careful you take a bite out of that though. You know, and all I'm saying is just use discernment. Teresa says this. I research a few websites when meeting someone new. Okay. And Stacy says, pay attention to your gut instinct and use your head. Do not be the only one talking. Do not be the only one talking. Listen intently. From out of the mouth flows the issues of the heart.
amen.
Mm,
It's so true. We have to listen, ladies. Sometimes we are so afraid of silence or feel like someone always has to be talking, always has to be saying something, and just listening is sometimes you'll see so much, because we encounter some guys that love to hear themselves talk, and sometimes we need to let them talk, and we can get all the information we need. And then, but that's also a factor that, okay, he always talking. Is he hearing anything I'm saying? Is he talking to be talking? Is he responding to what I'm saying? Does he even hear me? That's a critical factor, because down the line, when you have a situation you have to resolve and you realize this person is not even listening to anything you have to say, they just want to talk and have their way. So yeah, these are behavioral issues that could aggravate you more when you're out of this woo phase.
Okay, and you maybe caught them on their bath day.
On a what?
You know,
a bath?
Their bath day.
The best day.
Bath.
No, she said bath.
Oh, you talking about they don't bathe every day?
You know, you see some, see them every day. You just see several times before you just start saying, "Hey, you're the one." You know, just saying.
Oh my Jesus! Oh Jesus! I like what Baby said. Does he even care? That's right. When you say something that's meaningful, when you say something meaningful or heartfelt, how are they responding? Do they show concern? Do they show compassion? Are they expressing sympathy? You know, these are characteristics of people who are they, in other words, this shows you, are they present or are they just,
there.
Wow. Sasha says this, y'all. Tough questions should be asked off the top. Your expectations of the relationship, whether it's just a friendship or a love ship, should be put on the table off the top. A lot of people just expect for others to be open and honest, and some people will just withhold pertinent information until you ask. Sad, but true. And you hate to make the first date or the first couple of dates seem like an interrogation. You know, but you have to, and like Tiffany said, dating is for collecting data. You have to ask pertinent questions. Have you ever been married? Are you married now?
Does somebody think you their husband?
Okay. Yeah. Are you in prison? I can see from our lovely backgrounds of our homes that we are in our homes. It's not white backgrounds. Okay.
And a white t-shirt.
Exactly.
With a bunk bed, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Does someone think you're their man? Is some woman out there thinking you are her significant other? And then you say, "Oh, I don't have any kids." Does somebody out there think you're their daddy?
Exactly.
These are questions we need answered. It's like, do you have a job? Now, I'm gonna put it like this. Let me say, do you have a job where it requires you to pay, that you get a paycheck off of?
Oh, okay.
This guy told me that on his profile it said graduate school. I said, so you went to graduate school? He said, I graduated high school. I said, that's not what that means.
And that said a lot, didn't it, Keena? That said a whole lot.
That spoke volumes right there.
Yes. Yes.
Michael Walsh asks a question. Should a relationship stem and grow from a friendship, or should it start from romance?
Oh, Keena, what you think?
Me and my friends been talking about this. Okay. I honestly feel that it should start from a friendship. Because I think we downplay to like a person, because love Love will keep you in the bed with that person. Like will keep you from not killing them.
Ooh, why we
Think
keep?
about that for a minute.
You're so violent right now.
I
I
know.
know.
But it's that likability. It's that you have to like someone. You have to like, because like includes their character, a value set. You like them as a person. You like to be around them. Love, you will love in spite of their trifling ways. And do you really want that type of love?
And
So I
Keita
think we
leaned
don't.
in.
So I don't think we. I
She
don't think
leaned
we
in and said,
I know she was feeling. She's talking from a place, a
a
season.
place
She's
because
speaking
I'm
from a season.
honestly thinking from like a little bit of experience. Like, because I think I know in my ex, and I've been married before.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him. I didn't like him.
mm-mm.
I got to the point that I didn't want to cook for him. I got to the point that I didn't want him in the house. I got to the point that I didn't want him in the bed with me. That I wanted him to sleep on the couch. Love kept me there, but like kept me out of his. I don't want him in my face. And I think like is something that we don't talk about because we think it's less than, but it's not. Like is your friendship. Like is the warm, fuzzy feelings that should be around. Love is more of a I love everything about them, even in their worst ways. And love is important. It's extremely important. But I think like is your foundation. And if you don't have a likability for a person, love a lot of times is not enough.
Mm.
And and we also had to consider there's different types of love.
Hmm.
You have the brotherly love, you have a godly love, you have this romantic love, and then I agree with you. Like it's like you have to like. Well, I'm put it like this. I think sometimes we can love people because we have this unconditional love for certain people because of the relationship, whether you've been friends with this person for 20, 30 years and you just love them because they've been there with you. And then sometimes you be like, but some days I just don't like their ways. I don't like what they do. I don't like how they come to the table. I don't like how they engage with people around them. It's just sometimes you just don't like people, but you still love them, But when it comes to a husband and wife relationship, I truly think you have to like who they are as an individual.
Hmm.
I think you have to say that the depths of who this person is, I truly adore. I like, even though they're changing and evolving and they're growing as an individual, I still see someone in there that I like. And I've grown to love that person. Now, yeah, we're going to have some seasons where they're going to do some craziness. But is that is it behavioral or character? Because I could be a good person and do some stupid mess.
Character. More character.
So character. When your character changes, that's something else. That makes it hard to like and love.
Exactly.
Person. Because if you dated someone, and then you have to wonder, did I really know this person for them to have something in them that was dark, or evil or sinister or, whatever. So, that's why it's good you have to get to know the character, because I think some aspects of character and even in the depth of someone's soul, it just doesn't change. It evolves, but I don't think it does. You have a loving, caring, compassionate person. That's something in them, even though they may go through some trials and tribulations and some tragedies in their life that makes it hard for them to be that way. It's still the root of who they are, the foundation of who they are. But if they switch up 10 years down the line, there was some stuff in there that they hadn't dealt with. It rose to the top. And now you got to deal with it while they're dealing with it. They're going to have to deal with it because you're coexisting.
Yeah.
So that's a hard question, because it can look so different. And I remember being young. I think I had to be in college or whatever, and telling my mom and grandma that, oh yeah, when I get married, I'm never going to get divorced. I said, I just don't think divorce is even a factor. And they looked at me like, don't say that. They said, don't say that. Because my mama said people change.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked, at that point, parents being married over 20-some years, but grandmother being married 30-some years, but her and granddaddy got divorced after 37 years. And I had to learn that story. And so people change, or people who they are, you learn who they are after you get married and you decide to just be there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't deal with it anymore. So, but she said people change. Because sometimes there's some things going on in people that does not rise to the top until it's triggered.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the one sitting there as it triggers. So I just think we have to be careful when we say to some of these things, because that's when you really get to know people. Meet their family. Meet who their longtime friend, people who, who have seen them go through some things. Well, yeah, the daddy died when he was 15. Well, did he deal with it? No, he just kind of just didn't deal with it. Well, that's a problem. Because that means some unresolved grief.
Mm-hmm.
It can rise up at any time. And you have to witness it when it does before you say, I'm committed for life.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But again, ask questions. Look at the family medical history. See, yeah. Physically and mentally and emotionally.
I'm sorry, crazy is a bad word.
No,
mental health issues.
Yes. Chemical dependency issues.
Yes, alcoholism, drug abuse, domestic violence. Yes, criminal
lack of job stability.
Yes,
that is definitely a family. That could be a family trait.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, we have to do research. See how the family makeup is, see how everything is. So, but guess what? This is interesting. It kind of takes us into our next topic, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'll take this down for a moment and put the like, subscribe, and share on here. Is you meet someone, and I'm just talking to you ladies, though, because I don't think it applies to our brothers, though. And to the sisters out there, you meet this wonderful guy, single, he's what you looking for, and suppose he just cleared those hurdles, what we just finished talking about, everything is well, but he's the custodial father of his children. Could you date him? Could you be involved with a brother who is a full custody single father?
I would have questions.
Go ahead, Keena.
I would have questions because it's something that I think some men don't do when they're dating women with children. They don't ask those questions about how's your relationship with that father? How, what's the dynamic? Because it's something I learned when I worked in chemical dependency. And something I said a lot. It takes a lot for a mother to lose custody. It takes a lot. She could be smoking crack butt naked on the courtroom steps at noon and still keep custody of her kids. I know several cases right now. I'm thinking about them. And still, they've been visited by CPS. Still have their children. So the daddy, minus widowhood, they have custody. Then I've got questions. Like, how did this come to be? What is the relationship with the mom? Do they have a relationship with the mom? What does it look like? What's the relationship that the child has with her family? Is there any type of relationship? Because as a mother, and prospectively stepmother, I would be with that, and that would be something that I would be taking on. I think that those are like being transparent questions, and if he's not willing to be open about that, then I question a lot of things because it is rare, but it's not like but it's getting a little bit more common right now because we got a lot of chemical dependency now with mothers, and fathers are taking over as parents and are having to have custodial of in guardianship of those children. So I would ask those questions, and they need to be asked. But if it's positive and it's something that is not toxic, I would full definitely. I'm 42 years old. I still have a under 18-year-old child. I'm used to the school schedule. I could do that.
Mm. What if the mother is incarcerated?
It wouldn't change it.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I get you. I get you with that. Um, D. Giles said, at this age, nope, children must be grown and independent. Interesting. And Michelle says, as long as there are no issues with the mother or healing has taken place in the event that he is a widow. So, and I wonder if any of the sisters out there, would they be involved with a full custody single father? And I would understand that you would like to know, well, how did this came to be? What happened? What led to this? Is she giving you child support?
Mm-hmm.
How are you getting along with her family? What are her visitation rights? It's just a lot of things, and then here comes something else altogether. What if you are a sister who is a single parent? Then are you ready to have a mixed family now? Do you want to be another Brady Bunch? How and then and I got something else for you ladies. How would you interact with his children? Would you allow yourself to what's the best way? Well, how would you get along with them? Would you try to get to know them, or you wouldn't because you're afraid you may get too attached to them, and then things go south, and then you be like, dang, I miss my stinker butt, and things just because that could happen. It happened to us guys, You dating someone, you and the baby get along great. They tell you it's over. You're like, dang, you already had bought them a gift and everything, though. So, I'm just asking these questions, though. BL says, can male custodial parents get the same grace the female custodial parents won't?
How does that look like? What grace is that? I was asking because I don't know what that looks like.
I don't know either. Because I don't have any kids. So, and as I got older and as I date people that have kids, I do keep it. I make sure I put the boundaries up. I say, hey, I don't expect to meet your kids in the first few dates or down. I'm asking about them. I'm interested in all the stories because I do love children. I want to hear all the stories, all the great things that they're doing and how much you love them. Because that's a parent. If I don't hear that from you, I'm concerned. If you are a parent and you can't tell me about your kids and it's, and I don't see that it's always like, oh, these kids going. I'm like, okay, hold on now. You complain too much about the kids. Something wrong here. So I love hearing those stories and those great things about what the kids doing and how much they love them and how much they adore them and all of that. Because that, warms my heart to know that this man loves his children in that way, because I like to see that. And so if that relationship grows and it progresses, I know over time, I will meet the kids and it will become more of a committed, at the time, as a committed relationship. You're like, oh, I'm here, and I mean, I got to meet the kids, and then we're coexisting, we're having lunch together and doing activities together, and that's great and that's wonderful. I am at an age where I would hope the kids are older, but you also got to deal with guys who may have grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
And they play a huge role in as being a papa or a grandfather. So I don't think sitting here thinking that whether it's a grandchild or their child and the age, I don't think you can say that anymore, because there's moms who are raising their grandchildren. Yeah. Because the parent is in the military, or they're in college, or they may not be raising, but playing a large committed role in those children's lives. And you have to adjust to those kind of things that you may not even think that you would have to. Your children may be grown, and now you're dating someone that's playing a huge role in helping take care of this grandchild. So I think you have to, it's another thing, thinking outside the box, and really think that if you really like this person and you adore this person, is this the only thing that you can find wrong and cause you to walk away? Because I would look more at yourself than look at them. And you have people who are just, I don't want that life. I raised my kid. But you say that and let that grandbaby come. And the whole perspective changes.
Moons and stars can hang on them.
Exactly. You around here running behind the grandbaby, is the same, and not thinking that you left this man 2-3 years ago because he was around there running behind his. But we have to be careful what we say we don't want and we won't do, because our lives can look so different down the line. So I think we have to really look at, who is this person? It's the person, because that child grows up. People say, I want a man with 6 figures. Okay, get you a man with 6 figures. So in 5 years down the line, 6 figures end up in the employment line.
Exactly.
Unemployment line, I'm sorry. So it's the individual, it's the people. All this other stuff, it changes, it evolves, it grows up. And so I think we have to be a little bit more practical in how we evaluate these prospective mates.
Yes, ma'am. Now, Joy Scott asks, how is the child processing all of it?
All of what?
I think the relationship. I think she's asking rhetorically.
Oh.
Yeah, how is the child processing?
That's a good question. Because I would ask them, how has the child, especially if someone's been single for quite a while, and I would wonder how their child played a role in previous relationships and how have they responded. Because some kids are just like, I'm tired of daddy always dating these different women. It's like, the child can be tired of the instability. So that is critical, because you could be someone, they be in there terrorizing your life because they like the last woman better than they like you.
That could happen. That can happen right there.
But I would look more to the adult than the child.
Okay. Because it would look crazy for me arguing with a little 6-year-old. Well, you know what? She cooked better than you. I'm like, like, little girl.
Oh, goodness. Sasha had a good one right here. She said, that's tricky because of the what ifs. If they are teen children, they will more than likely be at the stage of not wanting me to be a replacement for their mother, which can potentially cause a wedge between you and their father. If all the parties involved are accepting of the relationship and it's drama-free, I'm in, but I ain't got time for drama. Mike, you'll have to put your house up, to get me out.
But see, the problem is you cannot replace their mother.
Their mother.
Why would you
never?
Why would you think that? You are not there to replace their mother. Those kids have a mother, or they had a mother, whether they're divorced and they're separated, or that woman passed away. You can never replace anybody. You are another individual involved in this person in a subsequent relationship. Please don't think that, and the children need to understand that. And they would think that, daddy in here trying to replace mama. Like, no, daddy's just moving forward in life, and he wanted to find someone to love him and to enjoy life together with, and also to enjoy parenting the children that he loves. And they call them bonus moms and bonus dads and all this. They are not replacements. See, we got to get our terminology together and make sure we are truly. And don't put that pressure on yourself. You're right. Children think like that because the parents are not explaining it to them. You can't put the weight on the children. Children only respond to what the adults tell them. So don't put that weight on the children to know better. The parents are supposed to be the one instructing and guiding those children to understand how life goes. And if you're not explaining it, the children will will tear up the relationship, the household, and everything else with it.
Okay. And the heaviest weight goes on the father because they respect him before for her to be respected, he has to bring it.
Yes.
That model first.
Yeah.
And whatever they do, he's allowing.
Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Marcus says, my father is in his third marriage now for over 11 years. He had imperfections in the past, but his experience with his own kids is a big factor for his current wife's kid. I really have no issue with that. Okay. So this is something to think about, especially as single Christians. This is something, and I think we rarely talk about it, if at all.
In the church, no. We don't want to talk about it at the family picnic.
Okay.
These are things, because and everyone's has been. It's the same theme across the board. People are not communicating. They're not sharing. They're not talking. Kids may need counseling. They may need therapy. The adults need therapy, because when it comes to grief, and grief is not just someone dying. Grief is divorce. Grief is when a child went to one school for the first 6 or 7 years of their life and had these same friends. Now folks are divorced, and now they got to relocate and go to another school. So now they're grieving the loss of friendships in their community, in their neighborhood. Grief comes in so many ways, and people are not speaking to those situations and helping children grow and evolve in those situations, because the parents ain't learned it. So the children are just rebounding on what they see the parents doing. And that is the issue. Yeah. And people, their children, they're resilient. They're going to be all right.
They're not that resilient.
No, they can pretend just like you. They're pretending just like the grown people, but as a trigger, remember we talked about triggers?
Yes,
that trigger is gonna rise up at a time you wonder, like, what is going on with my child? They're in college and everything is just falling apart because you didn't deal with that grief that they dealt with when they were 10 or when they were 15, and now they're in a place where they can take control of their life, and they want to do what they want to do because they never had any control before, and now they just tearing their whole life apart. Because they never learned how to deal with the emotion. So don't put that weight on children. No, grown up be grown up and get their own help so they can help those they have to raise.
Absolutely. That's a thumbs up from me right there. A big thumbs up.
Oh my God.
Wow. Well, wow. Let me see who else. Let me see. And I read this, and we get to the last one. D. Giles from Atlanta says, met a man with teen daughter. After a few dates, we were introduced, and she was overwhelming with planning for me to do a lot of girly things off the bat. It
Sweet.
scared me because she and he were aggressively promoting a us, and I didn't really know them very long. I can understand what she's saying. It might have been coming at her a bit too fast. Like, goes back to our first topic. Now, I don't know you. They get you hemmed up in their D, and then 3 months later you be wishing like, Lord, what did happen?
Okay.
Deal with both of those folks. Wait. Jelly, what comment? Help me out here. I don't. Oh yeah. We did, but I'll read it again. I read into a situation where I met the kids super early, and I really liked and vibed with the kids more than the guy. Wow.
It'd be like that.
Well, dang.
Wow.
That's bad.
That's
though.
Unfortunate. That is very unfortunate.
Dang. And Sasha says, that's true. Some people tend to not really sit and talk to their children. If a single mother or father is dating, children need to know that they still have a mother and a father, but moving on to a new relationship. I dated a guy and his daughter did not like me, and there was nothing I could do because she felt like I was in the way of her dad and the mother, and that didn't sit well with me. I felt like that conversation should have taken place before I met the daughter. I ended the relationship.
Wow.
Well, and again, it goes back to the first topic. We got to ask questions. We got to ask those questions, though. How's the emotional state of your child? How tight is your relationship? How do they feel with a new person coming into your life? Good questions though. So
and sometimes, I'm sorry to say real quick. Sometimes as parents, I mean, I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, I would definitely make sure my child was okay, because you don't want your child to be that child that's tearing up every relationship that you have because they want you to go back to the daddy. You really, sometimes you got to put your child first before you. I know we want to get out and we want to have a good time and we want to drop it like it's hot and be intimate and have all these things going on with other people. We want to get back out there, but your well-being of your child that you're responsible for raising, sometimes that takes precedent. It should take precedent, and before you go out there and encounter other people and start these relationships, because the house got to be on one accord. That child needs to know and understand and respect that. So sometimes some time needs to be taken with that child to help them grieve through the process that mom and dad are not getting back together. So
yeah. That part.
Amen. Thank you, Sister Smith. Amen. Evangelist Smith. Okay. Of the 3rd district. Okay. So
who the first and second? Y'all were the first and second.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Bessemer and Jackson.
It count. Anyway. Let's get on to the last one for the night. And again, you're dating someone. Everything is good. But you find out that your current partner is receiving gifts from an ex-girlfriend, ex-spouse, what have you though. And might be a couple $100 or a couple of $1,000 or several $1,000 or expensive watches or gifts like that. So the question is, quickly, is well, your current partner receiving gifts from an ex. How do you accept that? What is your reaction to that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. I've had it happen.
Uh-oh.
I was a recipient. And it got ugly when the girlfriend found out.
Ooh.
We were working across the street from each other, and he asked me, he was like, "Keena, have you eaten yet?" I was like, "No, I ain't ate." He sent me lunch. It was simple. He sent me lunch, and the next day, I had gotten to work. I didn't realize I had my wallet with me. I said, "Dang, I need something to drink to get this shift." I said, "Let me see if he's at work." And he wasn't at work. And I just said, I said, "Well, don't worry about it." The girlfriend said, "What you doing calling my man and asking him for a drink?" I said, "Well, shoot, he didn't have no problem giving me lunch. I didn't think it was a problem with that. I mean, it was just lunch." Now it was wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it was done in the dark. He wasn't transparent with it, and it created a huge issue with that girlfriend. And actually, it should not, unless you're being transparent with your partner, don't do that. Just don't.
Keena,
There's so many things wrong with that conversation.
what did you do to him?
Oh, that's
Never
my
mind.
ex-husband. Oh, that's my ex-husband.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
After party. Okay. Ooh. Whew. I need my nerve pills. So ooh. And then this don't make it any better. D says, if you're dating, yes. And if it's money, we going out to spend that money.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Especially if we are not exclusive. Lacey, you all right over there? I know. Maybe I should have.
I'm praying for Keena over here. I'm sitting there like, what would I mean, if we are in an exclusive relationship. Now I understand, you're dating someone, you're getting to know each other, y'all haven't, made that commitment. So you have friends, or even the previous relationship. Some people buy stuff, or they see some, they're still some people in the relationship and still try to be friends. And some people are successful at that. And I honor that if that's what it is, if that's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I saw this T-shirt. You're a bourbon drinker, and I saw this T-shirt that said whatever, and it was $3. And I'm like, I got it for you, or whatever. I mean, something simple and innocent. Now, if you dated somebody and she's like, I was out there and I saw some underwear in your size, and I sent you some underwear and a nice little gift bag with a cute note on it, like, no. That means a little bit more than a little random $3 T-shirt. So I think we have to take each situation, evaluate each situation, evaluate as it is, who the person is, what happened with the relationship. Because if we're exclusive, I don't need to know all the women you dated, but there's gonna be some people that I need to know about. I need to know about previous marriages. I need to know about people you may have lived with. I need to know about people that you had some extensive long-term relationships with that could just pop up. Because these people know a lot about you. and I'm just starting dating you, or we're starting this exclusive relationship, they're gonna know a lot more about you than I do. And as women, just as Keena has just expressed, they can drop nuggets on you to make you feel some kind of way. But I am a strong enough woman to know that, yes, you dated him and you may know some things about him because y'all dated or y'all were married for 10 years and I've only been here 10 months. But you know what? I'm here. You're not. So I think we have to be strong women, stand our ground, and deal with some a case by case scenario.
Erica E.G. Bailey says, what about keeping ex gifts, especially when you got a boo? I'm going to try to answer. I think, now, if you're talking about if they gave me gifts in the interim, like either when we were dating or in between, yes, I'm going to keep those gifts.
They mine. Possessions is not. How much of the law? 9 to the law. Possession is mine. It don't even regardless who gave it to me. It's mine.
Let an ex give me an iPhone 13. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Let one give me that.
Okay, this house. He had to do a quick claim deed to give me this house. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna sit upon it. Then sleep a night in the house. Had to give it up. And yes, I'm gonna keep it. That's why I don't sell it.
Oh goodness. You see, no, I ain't gonna see that. Jump on it. Okay. Marcus says, I kept a shirt she bought me from a clothing store. I knew it was cheap, but wait for it. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. I get you. Yes, from the past. What if your boo asked you about it? Well, I just say it just like this. It was a gift.
But hold on. Let's see. Y'all, sometimes we get a little bit too deep on some stuff. Because if your ex gave you a pearl necklace 20 years ago, why are we even saying who gave it to us 20 years later?
Exactly.
Why are we creating conflict unnecessarily?
Mm-hmm.
That's it right there.
Exactly. If your high school boyfriend gave you a cute little bracelet, it's a little gold bracelet, it's cute, you still wear it, sometimes it's in the jewelry drawer, whatever, and you pull it out every now and pull it. Oh, it's cute. Where'd you get that from? I don't even remember. And
that's what you go with.
Sometimes you have to eliminate. You have to just not put it all out there. Not saying you're lying. I don't think you're lying. I just think you just let it go. Don't create conflict unnecessarily.
You keep that confusion.
But you know what? If your man is jealous like that, sometimes you need to know. But you need to know that. But you probably would already know that before you said it anyway. Hopefully you would know. They would keep you from even telling who gave it to you. All the past gifts. Well, I don't see why not. Now, if it's something that you feel like it has a bad mojo to it, sell it, put it on Poshmark, or take it to the pawn shop.
Okay.
But if it's something that you enjoy and like, he could have bought you a TV because he said, "Girl, I like to come over here to your house and watch the games. I'm gonna get you a bigger TV." If he don't take it when he leave, it's yours.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it. Well,
who gonna give back that Louis Vuitton purse?
Who gonna give anything back for that matter?
Anything.
Unless it's a trigger.
That's true. Yes. That's it. Evaluate what he gave you. If it's something that just it triggers you, you need to give it away. Don't let nobody else tell you to give it away or sell it. You need to give it away.
Yes, yeah. Amen to that.
Go ahead, Jelly.
Yeah. And on that note, family, friends, we are out of time. We are out of time. Definitely enjoyed this one, though. So, without further ado, let's go to the announcements. If I can find the announcements. Coming up next, probably around about half past the hour, we're going to have our after party. We have a great time at the after party. We'll discuss tonight's Tuesday Talk and other issues and goings on in each other's lives. So make sure you join us. And then on Saturday at 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time, come join us for Saturday Night Social. We have a blast. And I think we're going to try to play categories this Saturday, but we'll see, though. We had a great one last Saturday. It was one for the books, though. So you missed a treat if you missed that one.
It got deep.
Yeah, oh yes, it was definitely deep. And brothers, we need your presence for this. You know, we need your presence. I'll post a link up in the group on how you can register. But then again, I may change this to something else. I might stream this and let the sisters watch this. I don't know. Y'all just let me know how y'all want me to do this, though. Okay? And then back to next week, Tuesday Talk. We do this all over again. So we hope that you join us next week. So thank you so much, Keena. Thank you so much, Leslie. And thank you so much to our studio audience out there. We had a blast, though. So I don't know what else to say. Anything else? Oh, that's it. Well, thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Y'all take care. See you at the after party. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead or gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me. As days turn to weeks and weeks turn to years, oh, I feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I still not satisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on, straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything is tight, but somehow things started to change. Try to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw. The empire was starting to fall, and everything that I said never seemed to get into your head.